After 1 year, I decided to resign because I can't see myself working for others. So during that few years, I was making a lot of money. However, I wasn't happy deep inside me. I was feeling empty. And then they said if I did not arrive in the next 5 minutes, they're going to report to the police because I've been missing for an hour.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Conscious Leader Podcast, where I interview guests who are consciously leading and transforming and influencing their industry through their work consciously. Now, some people might call them rebelpreneurs. I like that term personally because it just means that you are shaking things up. Today, I have a very special guest. Her name is Tiffany, and we are going to be talking about all things funnels today. But before we get into that conversation, Tiffany, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Delisa.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here. Please tell our audience who you are, who you serve, and how you are influencing and impacting lives.
So thank you for having me here. My name is Tiffany Ngu. I'm from Malaysia. So I am the founder of the Marketing Shortcuts. So in this Marketing Shortcuts, I specialize in helping service-based business owners to simplify their online journey processes with ready-made website, sales funnel templates, anything that is related to automation. That is what I specialize in, helping them to simplify the whole processes so that they can focus more on what they do best, making more profit while working less.
Mhm. Of course. And you are definitely impacting and influencing the lives of many startups, young entrepreneurs, mompreneurs around the world because you're keeping it as simple, as efficient as
Mhm.
possible. So, thank you so very much for doing that.
Well, someone has to do it because this is not something that everybody is good at. So I'm just so surprised that it so happened that I have a bit of talent in this and also interest.
Yes, of course. Well, I love your story. I know the audience. Some may know, some may not know. You have an incredible story of how you came to doing what you're doing, living in purpose at this moment. It started off
Mhm.
with your faith, and then
Right.
it evolved into you getting a vision while you were on vacation with your friends. And then you're like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not sure I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Can you share a bit about that moment, that transformation moment, about when you were on this vacation and you're driving to meet your friends. You're thinking it's only a couple of minutes. They thought you were lost for hours, but from that moment, all of a sudden, you came out with knowing exactly what you were meant to do, how you were meant to serve.
Mhm. So let me share briefly about my Christian journey. I was born in a family where we worship ancestor. I mean, my parents, my grandparents worship ancestor. So since young, I was forced to do what they want me to do. But at the back of my mind, I always question whether those things that they worship, they really listen to my prayer or whether they are really real. Okay. I was not until years later I went to I went to Singapore to study. I was posted to a Anglican school in Singapore, and it was there that I had my first encounter with the Holy Spirit. But back then, I still didn't choose to believe in Jesus because I cannot give my life to something that I cannot see. You get what I mean? I cannot believe something that I cannot see.
Yeah.
So years later, I went to Australia to study. Again, the feeling of emptiness is in me. I tried to do many things to fill it up. Nothing seemed to work. But it was also during that time that I met with a good friend back in university. He brought me to church in Melbourne, Australia. And when I stepped into the church after so long, I just kept crying. And I remember the encounter that I had with the Holy Spirit back in my high school in Singapore.
Mm.
And so I went to the church in Melbourne consecutively for 2 months, kept crying every single weekend. And it came to a point where I told myself, enough of crying. I need to test out whether this Jesus is real.
Mm-hmm.
So that was when I cried out to the Lord and I said, look, if you're real, help me. And if you think that I shouldn't be in Australia, then lead me to where you want me to be and I'll give my life to you. Cut the long story short, he led me back to Malaysia. I I started off working for a multinational company. After 1 year, I decided to resign because I can't see myself working for others. And so I took a leap of faith and started a new business together with a few partners in financial planning business.
Mm-hmm.
So during that few years, I was making a lot of money. However, I wasn't happy deep inside me. I was feeling empty. The more money I make, the more empty I feel. It came to the point where one day we went to Cambodia for holiday. Because every single year we have a company trip. We went, so that year, 2013, we went to Cambodia for holiday. Not sure whether you know this place called Siem Reap. This is where, Tomb Raider, the
Yes,
movie.
yes, yes.
The first Tomb Raider, they made the movie in this temple.
Yes.
They
Mm-hmm.
call it Angkor Wat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was the place where I went to, Siem Reap, for holiday. So we were there for about 4 days, 3 nights. On the second last day before we flew back to Malaysia, someone suggested, why don't we just rent a bike, a ATV bike, and just roam around the village and see how people live. So everybody said okay, and so that's how we decided to do it. And I remember all my friends were riding way ahead of me, and I was the last person at the back with the tour guide sitting behind me carrying my bag. So as I was riding the motorbike or ATV bike, we came across a very huge paddy field. It's really big. I can tell you that I don't see any ending when I was riding on that road in the paddy field.
Yeah.
And that field was completely dry. There were a few cows on the side. It looked as if like they're going to die anytime soon.
Mm.
And a few coconut trees on the side as well, and they look very dried up. And as I was riding the on the straight road in the paddy field, I just saw there was a I just saw that the heaven, the sky
Yes.
suddenly just opened up,
Mm-hmm.
and there was light from heaven, from above, shine on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It is like the same. My encounter is very similar to Saul of Tarsus, when
Yeah.
he was on his way to Damascus,
Yes.
right? He met Jesus when he's on his way.
Mm-hmm.
So my encounter is very similar.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I saw the light from heaven shining on the paddy field, I just kept looking at it. To me, I just don't have any words to describe it. It's just magical. Okay. So it was also at that very moment I was given a Christian song. It just came to my mind, and all I could hear was a live Christian concert. People were singing, people were shouting, "Hallelujah, praise the Lord!"
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't see anybody in front of me. It was just a paddy field.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing I heard in my ear was people started singing a Christian song, which I didn't know very well, but I just hum along.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know the choruses of the song, and it is "Open the Sky," which is exactly what I was saying, what I was seeing in front of me.
Yes.
So I just sang along the chorus, and when it came to the bridge of the song, there was a voice telling me, "Pray for the country."
Mm.
I didn't know who was speaking to me, but I replied back, and I said, "This is too hard. Nobody has taught me before."
Mhm.
And the same voice came back to me, "Follow the song." And the song came back, and I just follow it. I literally turned the song into a prayer. The only word I added in the song was, in the prayer was Cambodia.
Yeah.
That's it. And so I just pray, and when the song ended, I also ended the prayer, and I say, "In Jesus' name I pray." The song finished, and the light from heaven that was in front of me all this while suddenly just disappear
Mm.
in front of my eyes.
Right.
And something just opened up my eyes, and I just felt physically that I just got out for another dimension.
Yeah.
And far away, I saw my friends, and so I chased after them. Eventually, we came to a Chinese temple for a little short break, and I was the last person to arrive. Everybody surrounded me and asked me where have I gone to. I told them I was behind them. Nobody believed me. And then they said if I did not arrive in the next 5 minutes, they're going to report to the police because I've been missing for an hour.
Hmm.
But to be honest, everything that just happened at the field, it felt as if it was only 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I didn't explain anything to them
Yes. Yes.
about what just happened because they would, if I do that, they would think I'm crazy.
Hmm.
So I just left it as it is. And after that, the next day we came back to Malaysia, and I went to the church. 3 days later, and that was where the Lord showed up and told me not to run away anymore. He just wanted to come into my life and do wonders. And that was when I totally gave up my life to Him. And it was the day that I was instantly baptized with the Holy Spirit. And 6 months later on, the Lord told me He's going to start a new business for me, and it's going to be online. So at that time, I thought I heard wrongly. And so I prayed. I said, "Okay, Jesus, if I didn't hear wrongly, you said you're going to start a business for me online. If it's true, you will confirm your word. So I'll wait upon you." And I remember 2 weeks exactly after I said that prayer, I went to something like a house group
Yeah.
or a home group.
Yeah.
And there was a pastor from Uganda at that time, at that particular home group. He didn't know me, I don't know him, but that night, out from his mouth, he prophesied over me, and it was the same word that the Lord told me 2 weeks before. That is, He's going to start a business for me online.
Now, I have a
Yeah,
question for you. I'm completely intrigued by your story and your journey, because we never know when we're going to have an encounter. We never know when we know, like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. And sometimes we know, but we have to change directions because we don't want to listen and all of those things. But when you heard this, well, you're gonna start online. What was like some of your first thoughts? Did you have experience with this online business? Was it clear what this business is going to be about? Did you think
no.
to yourself, well, you know what? I'm just going to completely surrender. I'm going to trust. But did you have any reservations within your own heart, thinking to yourself, well, if this doesn't work, this is my plan B? Because as humans, that's how we think.
Mhm.
Mhm.
No, I didn't have any plan B.
Oh,
I didn't have any experience okay, I have experience in doing business.
yes.
And I'm very passionate about business. But when it comes to online,
Yes.
doing business online, I have no knowledge, no experience. When the Lord told me that He's going to start an online business, I just believe it, just trust, like a little child. Of course, I don't know what I need to do, what I need to learn. So I just go with the flow. Whatever he asked me to do, I just do it, even though it was very tough. In fact, it took me 3 years
Yeah.
before I really have a grasp of the right processes of doing business online, particularly for people who have an expertise. Like, you have an expertise in you want to monetize it. How do you do it?
Hmm.
Yeah. So it took me 3 years to figure out how to do it.
Yes. You know,
Yeah.
the and this is the thing with many people don't recognize. It takes time. When we initially start, the idea comes, the vision may come. We might hear that small voice that whispers, "This is the path. This is the way to go." Now we can say, "Yes, we're going to go there." And as I mentioned, as humans, many of us would just want to take control of the situation. Instead,
Mm.
you did the absolute opposite and said, "I give up control. I am just going to trust. I am going to obey, and I'm just going to be led like a child," which is beautiful. But in saying that, even taking it one step further and really like finding out the plan. What do I need to do? What preparation is needed for me before I start this? And it took 3 years. That's a long time. 3 years. Now,
Yes.
for anyone listening, if you guys have a business, you know it takes time. And they say within the first 3 to 5 years, that's when a business either sinks or swims. And a lot of business end up saying, "No, I'm done. This is too tough or too hard." And so they leave generally because it's challenging. But you took 3 years of preparation with the knowingness that this is what you're going to do. So now you're prepared. You started the business and you're like, "Okay, all thing funnels, templates. This is easy. This is the path. I know this. I got this." Did you have contacts that you could have called in to say, "Hire me"? So how did it happen? How did you go? Now you're there, you started it. How did you proceed? How, like, you have a vision. You're trusting in your God. You you take 3 years to prepare, to be led, to do all the thing, lay the foundation. Now you're in there, you have zero contacts. You have no connections. How was your social media?
Well, I hardly update my social media.
You,
That's the thing.
you had no social media presence and you
Yeah.
went right in
So
there. So what happened next?
I think along the way, I mean, to be honest, being an entrepreneur, it's not for everybody. To be honest,
Hmm.
besides, you should know, you should be a master of what you are
Yes.
good at. The other thing that is very crucial is that you need to learn other skills,
Yes.
which is soft skills. Okay, many entrepreneurs actually neglect that.
It's needed.
So soft skills such as how do you, I mean, you got to step out of your comfort zone
Hmm.
to start approaching people that you think maybe you can do some a partnership. You get what I mean?
Yes, of course.
So communication skill is number one. Of course, you got to learn how to negotiate. You got to learn how to do networking.
Hmm.
I mean, face to face is one thing, but online is another thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you can't use the same approach that you do when you meet people face to face at events. To apply in online. It doesn't work that way unless you have a live call like this. Then it's different thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I basically just do whatever thing that I can to just push myself out there and promote myself. Yeah, it was tough, but eventually, you will get results.
You get results.
It's just a matter of whether you are patient enough to just keep going, even though you don't see results yet.
Yes, I agree 100%. Sometimes we give up too quickly. And so, with the entrepreneurial life, actually, in any aspect of life, we need to have patience. Patience, perseverance, those are so key. Consistency and going out of our comfort zone to really enhance those soft skills. And I agree with you that not many entrepreneurs or people in general are utilizing the soft skills. It is undervalued, but it is necessary. It is so necessary. Communication, team building, you say negotiations, which is part of communication. It's they think, oh, they have to take a university course in communications. That's a different
No.
kind of communication. Yeah, exactly. That's a different kind of communication, right? So there you go. So now I love this because this is called the Conscious Leader Podcast, and here you are consciously leading. Literally, you're consciously leading, and you've taken it into the evolutionary step of spiritual, right?
Mm,
Like
correct.
spiritual leadership, because now your faith is intertwined with what it is that you are doing. You're being led, you're guided as you tapped into your purpose. What type
Yep.
of, yeah, what, like when you're working with clients, how do you know, or how are you connected? I want to know this process. I'm sure other people too are like, this came to you, so how did you get clients? What did you have to do? Like, yes, I know the networking piece, I get that. Posting on social media, I get that. But did you magnetize your clients? Were you open to say, okay, I'm going to, this is my template, or sign up for a course, or like, take us through that steps of how you started to build your email list and your client roster.
Well, I have tried things like doing some kind of a free short training, and
Yeah.
then after that, of course, offer some valuable freebies, and then from there upsell them
Hmm.
whatever services program that I have.
Hmm.
Second thing is because nowadays I think it's because of COVID, so a lot of people, you can see there are a lot of people doing organizing online summits
Yes.
where you can contribute your freebies
Hmm.
or even your paid
Hmm.
products to as part of the online summits. Those are the things that I do take part in, and of course, taking part in some of the relevant podcast interviews. That's where I give away my freebies. If let's say, if I want to get clients quick, like I said, I have to. It will take time, okay,
Of
because you
course,
need
yeah.
to build your list.
Process, yeah.
You need to build a list. You got to push yourself out there.
Hmm.
Tell people who you are, what you do, what you can do to help them.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it all
like that.
depends on what it depends on what kind of business you do. Let's say you are doing. Let's say you help people to build websites
Hmm.
with automation, like what I'm doing right now, and I only want to focus on service-based business owners. For example,
Yeah.
let's say health clinic owners like chiropractors, physiotherapies. These people are very good in cracking people's bone,
Hmm.
but they have no clue about marketing, no clue about website.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
all the technique. So all these people's information, where can you find it? In Google,
Yeah. Google.
Google Business.
Yeah.
So you just got to find ways on how you can get all these leads information, and then
Reach out.
segment it,
Yeah.
and then reach out.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
yeah, and that takes work. Yeah, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. As you said, it's one thing to get the calling. It's one thing to understand the purpose, and then the other part is you still got to do the work. You
Mm-hmm.
still have to do the work. And in the beginning, it's just you and only you. I want to take I've taken your coaching, your training program years ago, where you guide um, your clients in helping them build a funnel. Like you share with them the template. They can build it themselves. Like, one of the things that you do is you want them to do it themselves, to say you are capable of doing it. Not saying that you don't have your done for you offer, but you want to help as much people as you possibly can. And then you're also mindful of people's budgets as well as your own time. Because if you have to do it for someone, that's taking into your time.
Mm.
And what I really like is that your teaching style, because your
Okay.
academy, it's online, but then you also have that community and the one-on-one, the Q&As and stuff. Your teaching style is so simple and it's so easy, and you're not using technical jargon, nor are you trying to gouge people financially for your service, like for the funnels and the training. Because I've come across so many people who, they just want to, it's like, it's sad, right? They're trying to get as much money as possible, but they're
Mm.
not able to produce the results. You said, I'm going to keep this easy. Let's get this done. Let's get this done in 7 days, 3 days, however long. Right? What, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know if your stuff has changed now.
Mm.
And these are the steps. Do it, and you give the feedback. Why did you choose to keep it that simple?
Well, life is supposed to be simple.
Life is supposed to be simple. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with
But the
that.
thing is the thing is that we make things complicated.
Yeah.
And also is it business itself has many, many departments.
Hmm.
Many, many components come together to make a business work.
Yes.
So if you make one component complicated, the other areas will be affected as well. So, I mean, that would be the last thing that people want, right? To
Yeah.
experience,
Hmm. Hmm.
especially building a business. You have to think about, okay, what's the vision? What's the mission? What's the brand color? Where to get? It's already so much thing to think about.
Right.
Unless you have a lot of money to spend to outsource. Otherwise, best is do what is the most important thing first to that can help you to move forward to make your first bucks.
Yes.
The rest can come later.
Your model reminds me very much similar to Go High Level, where they have the
Mhm.
templates and then they have the systems. I know now they've integrated AI and et cetera, et cetera. And everyone's like saying, oh, yeah, you got to do high level and have their affiliate program and doing stuff like that. Did you base, so I knew you before I knew about the high level, right? Which,
Yeah, I'm actually using that now.
yeah. Okay, okay. So I was just wondering,
Yeah.
like, were you basing your model, your business model, with the templates similar to their model? Because they're making it easier, right, for entrepreneurs, business owners to use their system. And you're focused on templates and website designs and all of those things. So was that like, your aligned thinking?
I didn't know Go Higher was doing that.
Yeah, at
So
the time, yeah.
I would say that I was the pioneer.
The pioneer. There you go. That's right. There you go. And sometimes what people don't recognize is that they don't recognize that someone else may have the idea and working on something, but then they see a bigger brand or company just boom all of a sudden, and they're getting all these customers and they're more popular. But it comes down to they put a lot of money, or they had investors put money in that to get them to where they are as well. So
Mm-hmm.
don't discredit where you are and what you're doing, because you are making that difference. And you can have the impact that you're needing. So I like that you're saying that you pioneered that, because good on you. Yes, yes, and yes, I am here for it. All right, please share with us, what is your hot program right now? Why should we come in and join your community?
My hot selling program.
Yeah.
Well, I have a right now I'm focusing on helping service based business owners who have no website, or maybe you have a website and it's not converting well for you.
Hmm.
Okay, and you know that it's time to improve your to make a improved version of your website with SaaS as in software as a service,
Hmm.
com- to incorporate SaaS features in your website as well. So that's why I'm offering right now a done for you website design and SaaS services for service based on business owners who do not have a website, or you need a more improved versions
Hmm.
of your website then. Okay. So if you're interested, you can reach out to me. I can show you website templates that I have created. I can show you how it works and how it can help you to make more revenue while helping you to save time.
Um, so I'm understanding what your offer is. You have the website, but you take the website to convert, and you convert using funnels. So someone comes on the website, they click the I want to be on the email list. Sorry, excuse me. I want to be on the email list. So when they sign up, they get perhaps maybe a free gift, right? That free
Yeah,
gift, now you have a prospect's email, right?
a lead
A lead,
email. Yes,
right? And then from that lead, now it's the follow up. So it's that whole email marketing bit. That's where it comes in.
yes,
And then also
yes.
now taking them either to follow you on the other channels or sending them to your blog. Like, so you're
Mm,
just continuously nurturing them. So you're
correct.
teaching and guiding entrepreneurs, startups, or those who've been in business for a while, but their website is probably, sometimes they're just stagnant. It comes to a point that it was working, then all of a sudden it's stagnant.
Mm-hmm,
You're giving
mm-hmm,
them that formula, and you're giving them that support so that their business can thrive online,
correct.
because and you're really helping with the SEO and the keywords, so they're high ranking on Google. And
Google.
yeah,
Yes,
and the YouTube, because I'm sure you might have videos on there too that's connected to their YouTube channel. And so you're creating an entire ecosystem with your funnel, correct?
with the website
Yeah, with the
funnel.
website,
Yes.
yeah.
So example, let's say you run a business where you need to have people book appointment to talk to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's say you have prospects come to your page, they like what they see and they would like to talk to you. So that's where they can go to your calendar booking system where they key in the time, the date they want to talk to you,
Hmm.
and fill out a few of your questionnaire, and then they submit it to you. And immediately your prospects we can set up the automation system like SMS,
Hmm.
email,
Yep.
to be sent out to this prospect to let them know that, hey, your appointment is confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And then a day before the actual appointment, we will send out another reminder to them using SMS and email as well.
Yep.
So let's say you run a physical business. Let's say you are a chiropractor. Okay, you want to get more Google business review, so that because the more good reviews you get in your Google
Yeah.
business about your practice, the more Google will rank your business. You get what I mean?
Yep.
That's how you can get organic leads.
Hmm.
So I can help you to set up a system whereby when a patient has finished their treatment at your place, automatically we will send a reminder to them to tell them that, hey, please leave a good review on our Google business. We will greatly appreciate it.
Mhm.
Those stuff. So all these automation integrity things, okay? You want to automate it without you lifting your finger. That's what I do. Besides building a reasonably good looking sites.
Yes. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, it's good. It's one thing to have good looking sites. It's another thing to have converting sites. And there's a huge difference. I've seen some
correct,
sites that are not pleasing to the eye, but you know, they convert because it
correct,
has, yeah, they convert. They're not pleasing to the eye. And then I've also seen things where um, it's beautiful and it also converts because it's kept simple. It's simplistic. There's a direct call to action, and whoever worked on it, actually knows what they're doing. I'm coming across the world is big yet very, very small. And
correct.
it's always interesting to me, and I just have to shake my head. But it's interesting to me when I come across individuals from anywhere in the world, it doesn't matter where they're from, who they want payment, but they're
Mm-hmm.
not qualified to do the job. Or they say they're qualified and they cannot produce. And or even when you're asking for, okay, well, what's your reference, or why is it this price, why should I hire you versus the next guy? Well, I get results. Well, so does the next guy. Why? And half of it is because they're going on YouTube and they're getting their training on YouTube. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's other training skills that you need to know. And part of it, as you mentioned earlier, you gotta also start including all the soft skills. The soft skills help you to get the experience you needed, like the networking and the negotiations and all those things, so that people can start to go like and trust you. So don't charge people $3,000 right away if you are new, because that's what somebody else is charging that you saw on YouTube, saying this is what I charge and I can make $50,000 a month. Um, Start small. Maybe start at $300, because that's probably where your level,
Mm,
that's where you are in your level, and don't be ashamed of it. Anyways, I
correct.
could go on and on about this stuff because, but I genuinely love your simplistic approach. It is, as you said, you became childlike in your faith, and you approached your business in that trusting manner with doing the work, right? You have to do the work as well. And now you are thriving, and it is very, very beautiful. Because I remember when you got your high-rise place in the sky, and that was such a beautiful moment to be a part of, because you were at that time, you were in business for like what, uh, 5 years at that time, I think.
I've been in online space for 11 years already.
No, I know, but when we met and you got that space, that was no,
Let me see, for 7 or 8 years.
yeah, yeah, that was 7 or 8.
Mm,
Yeah, so there you go. It took you almost 8 years to get it, but man, it was beautiful. It was everything that you wanted. You made sure every detail was to perfection, and that's the beauty of it, right? It's
correct.
you
Yes.
can be in a home. You can uh, be with your family and feel happy and comfortable and thriving. And not everything is perfect, but you did the time and you put in the work. So for that, I commend you and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being part of the journey.
Yes, you are welcome. How can, oh, before I ask you that question, what does being a conscious leader mean to you?
I would say be aware of the people that you serve around you, whether they are your customer or whether they are maybe just a bystander, or even the staff that works for you. Don't see them as just a money making people,
Yeah.
but see them as a real person. Every single person has dignity.
Mhm.
So whether they're gonna be of value to you or not, you got to treat people with respect. Yeah. So that's how I see it.
Beautifully, beautifully stated. Thank you so very much. And how can people get in contact with you?
Can reach out to me on LinkedIn or Facebook.
Yeah. Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. And don't forget that her information, Tiffany's information, will be in the captions below. I truly enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining me, for sharing your journey to where you
Thank
are
you.
right now with us, and for really making lives easier through your service. Because you really are. That's what you're doing. Anyways,
Well, I try to. I try to.
that, and that's all we can do. We do the best that we can. Thank you
Yes.
all for tuning in.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And I look forward to see you on another episode of the Conscious Leader Podcast. Have an incredible day, everyone. Bye.